Hi, my name is Pamela Gilden, and this is my module summary number 1. And the information I have is from the book Child Development and Education. It is on chapters 1, 2, and 3. In chapter 1, the important highlights that I found were the 5 developmental domains, that's on page 5, the developmental periods on page 17, nature versus nurture on page 5, in qualitative versus quantitative change, that's on page 9. What I learned and what I thought was most important from this chapter was the developmental periods. That's on page 17 and 24. I learned the different stages children go through from infancy to late adolescence, and the physical, cognitive, and social emotional development they go through at these stages. If you want to learn more about these stages, there's a great developmental trends chart that is located on page 24 in the book. Why is this important and how would I use this in my classroom? By knowing the developmental trends, you can see where a child is lacking or where they're advanced within their age levels. With this knowledge, I could help a student catch up or become even more advanced with their development. Chapter 2, the important highlights were the scientific method, ethical protection of children, and ethical guidelines for teacher researchers. And so what I thought was the most important out of this chapter was the scientific method, because I never really thought of the scientific method as a method to investigate things like child behavior, development, or learning techniques. I always just thought of it as like a scientific experiment, like mixing chemicals and figuring out why they react together. I never really thought about, the education perspective of it. I thought this was an important method to learn about because it breaks down how to research and how to find the answers to your questions. If you wanted to figure out the best way your students learn, you could go through the 5 steps of the scientific method to find out, and that's how you could use it and why I think it's important. Chapter 3, the important highlights that I found were cradles of child development, the family, culture, and community, family structures, and the statistics on that, and accommodating diverse family structures. So, for family structures, not all families are perfect. By this I mean they don't all have a mom and a dad. Their family income could differ. They could be dealing with issues at home you may not know about, things like that. Not everyone's home life is the same. A child could be dealing with a death in the family. Their family could be struggling financially. Parents could be going through a divorce, things like that. So you have to keep that in mind. A child could be going through a transition, examples being moving, absence of a family member, could be a child in foster care, etc. As a teacher, you need to, so accommodating to diverse family structures, as a teacher, you need to be flexible and accepting, include all the family members, whether it be an event or a group activity within the class. Be supportive in life transitions. Transitions are hard on a child sometimes, and it helps if the child sees that they have your support. I mean, just think half a child's day is spent with you. If they can see that you are loving and supportive, it could help their transition go smoother for them. You really need to be patient. Sometimes students' attitudes change and they can get frustrated and not be themselves. You have to be patient with them going through this transition. You need to make sure that you reach out to students who are living in foster care or ones that have problems at home. If they know at least one person who cares for them, it could make all the difference. Why is this important? This is important because you want to create the best learning environment for your students. How could I use this information in my classroom? I could make sure that I am understanding and flexible to provide a learning environment in which students can thrive.